We did Meyer Hall and Conference Center. First, I'm going to go into the site analysis.
Okay, so this is a picture of Meyer, or the drawings of it. Over here on the west side is parking for Meyer, and also there's parking here on the east side. The west side is the side that faces campus security, and the east faces Ober. So Ober and Meyer both share this parking lot here, and then this parking lot is mostly for Meyer. And also, in front of Meyer, there's the Meyer Loop, so there's parking there. Also, there is a road that goes in front of Meyer, so there is traffic there, and also Cedar Street behind Meyer, so there is traffic flow behind Meyer as well. Okay, so this is just a topographical map made in Revit. Meyer's since Meyer's like on the south side of campus, it's more on a hill. So as more south you go on campus, the more kind of goes up. So it does overlook the Dell. So it does have a nice view of the Dell. And behind it is a slight elevation change from as you go south too. This is a drawing of the Susquehanna room, which was added around 10 years later to the building. It was originally the dining room for the campus, but since then it's been the cafeteria, things have been removed, and now it's kind of like a conference or a place for gatherings for events. And also, I forgot to mention, on the other side of Cedar Street is the Brethren Church, which has parking. And it was thought maybe if cooperation with the church that we could possibly use the parking for like events that are held in the room. This is the layout of how the Susquehanna room used to look like. This was when it would have all of the cafeteria equipment in it. Since then, it's been gutted, so it doesn't. The inside of it doesn't look like this, but the outside shape still remains the same.
So inside Meyer, starting with the basement, we have the laundry room, but those are not storage rooms anymore. They are the triples for the Meyer residents. It gets pretty loud down there because of all the laundry down there. So maybe something that we thought could be that moving the triples into a different location could be beneficial for them to lessen sound, noise, and everything like that for them. Down into the going upstairs to the first floor, you have the main lobby, which is connected to multiple separate study rooms and student living, just normal rooms for just doubles and everything like that. The main lobby has all necessary like recreation stuff for the whole residence hall. Has pool table, foosball table, big TV. So it's a main gathering for the residence hall. Moving up to the second floor, you get up into the, so there's the stairs, you head up and right away you go into the lounge area. The lounge area is much smaller, as you can see from the first floor. And then something that we thought of that we could improve the residence building was that if we changed out the windows and made it more energy efficient windows, everything like that. And then we changed out the tile floor. The tile floor is pretty beat up, and most of the good amount of tiles are breaking in the rooms and in the hallways. So just to add maybe like a carpet option to just add more efficiency to the building and to add more comfort level for everyone. Now into the third floor of Meyer, again you walk right up and you go into the lounge area. Now the lounge area on the third floor of Meyer is much smaller. It is basically the size of one room. And with the common trend in most colleges going into larger lounge areas instead of living spaces, something that we thought that we could make beneficial for all students was make that into a larger area. So even like if we took away one room, which would lessen the residents in the building, but would give them more area to hang out, watch TV as a group, and get them more friend group and everything like that.
So now we're going to go into our designs and what we think we can improve. Some of the design goals we had when looking at Meyer, we wanted to create an honor center on the northwest corner of the building on the first floor. We want to make it comfortable, unique, and an attractive space where students feel comfortable to do work and where they would want to go, not just pass through. We want to be welcoming, and we want to have the students' interests and what they need at the forefront of our design. So this is the floor plan we came up with. It's broken into primarily, we want to do three things primarily. We wanted to update the lobby, make it warm, make it a place where students want to do work. We wanted to make a studio space, add conference rooms, and overall we wanted to make it more accessible so you can walk in between. Because right now it's pretty set up. This wall right here is actually a solid wall right now, and you can't get into the space because it's like the BCA offices. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to open it up so more people can get in there and there'd be more flow. Here's kind of like a 3D look at that space. You can see some of the tables here, some of the technology, and some of the stuff we'll be including. So here's a close-up of the lobby. We have the stairs as they are originally. Down here we have a ping pong table, a pool table. We have some high-tech chairs that students can use. They have outlets, chargers, things they can charge their phones, laptops on, and pretty much just make it more accessible and easier for them. Over here I have chairs and then a double-sided fireplace. That can either be a real fireplace or an electronic fireplace depending on what's best for the college. That's primarily there to utilize the space and make it a warm and give it a nice aesthetic. Right now that space just has some old outdated couches, and I feel like this would add a really modern touch to it. Moving all the way to the left, we have a circular seating area and a TV kind of cabinet area. These seats right here double as their seating as well as a workspace, so students could do work there as well as relax. So I think it's a really functional space that could be used well. Here we have some renderings inside of the building. Here you can see the double-sided fireplace like I mentioned before. Some of the things that we really want to work on is some of the lighting aspects. The lighting's pretty outdated, and we want to use some outside light as much as possible, so we're going to use windows. And I'll get to the studio more with the northern exposure, but we want to use LED lights because they're 90% more efficient than the standard incandescent bulbs. Yeah, so here you can see the high-tech chairs, the ping pong table, and the pool table. Here's a different view looking at it from that door from the Honor Center. You can see the whole thing. So you have seating over here, you have that TV cabinet where students can gather, and then you have more seating here. So this is the RA office. I included a whiteboard that double functions as storage. So you can store things in there because RAs have a lot of storage. Right now when you look in the RA offices in Meyer, they're kind of closed off and you can't really see much. There's just one glass door. So I feel like opening up with curtain walls will really allow the RA to see around and just make it a more modern, give it a better looking appeal. This is a study room that I propose. Once again, I added the curtain wall to keep it consistent and keep the architecture pretty modern. I added a whiteboard so students could work and maybe store with their materials. And I added a larger table because right now it's kind of small and it's a weird looking table. So I figured adding a circular, a hexagonal table will allow students to work more efficiently and they can work together in bigger groups. Moving on to the Honor Student Center, one of the things that was required or requested was to add a stage for music and live performances. So I put that next to the art gallery so there could be music playing while there's an art show or whatever's going on. For the art, I added kind of some shelves and some modern looking shelves. In addition to that, there's wall space over here that can be used if something wanted to be hanged for art and whatnot. Down here, we were also requested to add 2 conference rooms, so I added 2 conference rooms. I did the same things with the curtain walls as you see in the renderings. I put smart boards for smart technology so presentations could be made more easy. And finally, the architecture studio, which was also requested. I put it on this space specifically so we can make the most of the northern exposure, because the northern light flows this way, so we can make the most out of that and maybe get some lead points in that direction. This is an inside look at the conference room. So once again, we have that whiteboard with the storage, a long table for conferences, where meetings can be held. Additionally, there's the smart board. So we have some high tech, some presentations, that kind of thing. Here's a view at the art gallery looking directly at the stage. These are the shelves I was talking about before. They're more modern. You can hold pieces of art. I put a variety of them in just so you can hold more art so the students can showcase their work. And the stage could primarily be used for any kind of live performance, whether that be a play or music of any sort. And then here's an inside look at the architecture studio. Again, with the smart board and a variety of tables. Again, we would try to use the LED lights because they're more efficient. And then the windows on this face, so we can make the most of the northern exposure. Questions?
Well, very good. You'll be happy to know that we're going to be doing work in Meyer this summer that incorporates a few of the things you discussed.
Yeah.
We're going to be putting carpet in the hallways, new LED lighting, we're redesigning the lounge, and they're trying to improve that, so that'll all be done this summer. I was curious, though, with the Honor Center there, one of the challenges that we've had in the past dealing with that space is you have those steps that go down, and you have accessibility issues. Did you think at all about the ADA accessibility into that space and how you might accommodate that?
Yeah, that was one of the things we were looking at. I know it's hard because like on a lot of the floors of Meyer, there are handicap things, but there's no way to get to them. So we were thinking like maybe ramps of some sort. I don't know how we would incorporate that, but you need some kind of ramp so that the handicapped people could get into the space.
Yeah. And the other thing was restrooms.
Yeah.
Where would restrooms go in your design?
Well, currently there are restrooms. Right now there are restrooms right here on the first floor. I don't know how accessible that would be because there is one big restroom, and then there are student restrooms over here, and then there's like a public kind of general restroom right here. So I don't know. Maybe we would add additional restrooms in the future, but right now, maybe over here, somewhere in this area, or maybe back here.
Yeah, I was thinking about in the Honor Center there because you're probably going to have some functions going on in there. You're going to have that space segregated from the main lounge of Meyer, and you might need to think about that.
Okay.
Could I see a slide with windows, with some of the windows in the public spaces? Okay. These windows that you're showing, are they based on the existing windows?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, I can see how you're trying to update the space, and the windows are kind of a problem for if you want to get light in there. Okay, if we forget about budget for a minute, it would, all those little panes of glass are really, yeah, they're not appropriate. What you could do, it would be nice if it was possible, is at least, the cheap way is eliminate the panes of glass and have just big picture windows. That'll give you a lot more light and a more modern feel. And ideally, you could have, if you could connect them and have a ribbon
Yeah, that'd be good.
window, just bust out the wall between them and have one long, sections of windows. But that's kind of a little spotty, holes in the walls like that really don't work with your upgrade. I mean, maybe that you'd be stuck with that, but let's say ideally, I would think at the very least you could get rid of the little panes of glass. They don't serve any purpose in there, and they're kind of an obstruction to the light.
Similar to Bob's question, did you consider any vertical ADA access to the building? Any locations for an elevator to access the rest of the building?
Well, if we were to put an elevator, I feel like we need to move something, whether that be like a rooms or some sort, or to keep the stairs, or maybe we can even put it on the side. But like there are handicapped things in Meyer. Like I live on the 3rd floor, and there are handicapped bathrooms, but there's no possible way to put it up there.
There's a handicap bathroom for no reason.
Well, that's by code. I mean,
Yeah.
Any bathrooms that we put in now, we have to follow the ADA. Even if there's no vertical access, we still have to design with the anticipation that we're going to put in vertical access.
Did you look into the circulation with the conference area, the Susquehanna room, and maybe the old kitchen facilities there for serving conference? And talk maybe a little bit about the interaction that you maybe looked into between that area and housing maybe for conference guests or the honor center even too.
Okay, so right now you can't go from the Meyer lobby into the honor center directly, or even into the Susquehanna room. So what we wanted to do, we wanted to open this up. So we did put a door here, so you can get in here. And then we also connected this into the Susquehanna room. So we put doors here and here. So if you wanted to go to a conference center and there was another event, you could maybe go directly into that and walk right in. So that would increase the flow, I think.
I think you're missing a room there too. You're kind of showing this with our room, but not the Susquehanna, which goes further out to the left, I think. Yeah, it might be an old drawing that you pulled the floor plan from,
And the kitchens, did you look into the kitchens?
Yeah, the kitchen area is right here, but I couldn't get exactly what was in there. I tried to get in, but I couldn't get anything accurate, anything recent. All I had is those old ones from the, I got from facilities a while ago.
Thank you.